everyone who is joining Power Monday for the first time or for the nth time, welcome. Power Monday has been there for over 2 years now, and we are always inspired to set your week on a high note. Our mission is to provide a platform where we share knowledge and inspiration for a productive and successful living, successful week and everything. People hated Mondays, but we really know that that is the start of all the productivity. So we'd like to reach a level where we have dependable leaders, timeless leaders. We value knowledge sharing, integrity in service, networking, business and career support, among other things. And we discuss usually lots of subjects. You can always join using the very same link every Monday from 7 sharp, but our discussions begin at 7:15. And today as well, we're going to have a speaker sharing with us on how we can turn our talents to money. But before then, we need to start with a poem. We were told by Larry that it's poem, by a poem by our very own Nancy Mora, all the way from the other side of the country. Nancy.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
So if it's a poem, how do we call the person reciting it?
Let's not go there. Let's move on.
A pot. If it's a lady, potters.
We'll find out.
It's a beautiful morning. I'm so glad to be here today. After the Good Morning Monday one, that was an awesome one. Today, I would like us to do a poem on seasons. Seasons, how like life's seasons, everything has a reason. Sunshine, strive, and a stormy flow. Seasons come, seasons go. Enjoy the moment. Time is an equalizer. Spring sets the journey. Flowers are blooming, skies are blue. The birds are chirping, trees are budding. Seasons come, seasons go. Enjoy the moment. Time is an equalizer. Oh, summer is here. Maturity at stake. Glowing with love, family, and all round fairly. It's a harvest season. Success is what we seek. Seasons come, seasons go. Enjoy the moment. Time is an equalizer. Then autumn calls and we answer. The foliage falls, the hair grows gray. The chill descends, frosts, and we think we are lost. Seasons come, seasons go. Enjoy the moment. Time is an equalizer. Winter grips with snow and cold, watching our fate unfold. It's time to go to seek the life's afterglow. Seasons come, seasons go. Enjoy the moment. Time is an equalizer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Time is an equalizer. Great. I love poems. I love very much poems. Welcome, Dr. Obuba. Welcome all the people joining, Julia and the rest, Monica. Now, at this moment, Dr. Melvin, will you be able to introduce our guest?
Good morning, Paul Peter.
Good morning.
I will be introducing the guest. Today, we are privileged to have with us a seasoned television producer and director. She comes from Tanzania, and she's a member of the Tanzanian Editors Forum, and she belongs to the International Board and Tanzanian chapter of the International Association of Women in Radio and Television. She has got so many accolades to her name, but she has worked for the Independent Television and Radio 1 Limited, Tanzania. She's worked for NRK Sorlander, Kristiansand, Norway, Hivos, Tanzania, among others. And she has an M.Sc in Development, Policy and Practice. She is here today to give us a few insights about using your talent productively. Please welcome Raziah Quallatein Mwawanga. Over to you, Raziah.
Yeah. You are muted, Raziah.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, and it's great to be here. I was given a topic to talk about. What I want to share is something that is close to my heart, and it is something that we all know. So what I'll be sharing is just a reminder, because what we are talking about is just building our skills, becoming better people, and tapping into the knowledge and the wisdom that we have to make something out of it. So my topic today, as you've seen, is basically just a reminder, as I said. Let me just put a slideshow. Okay, so my topic is, what do you have in your hands? Talent to money. When we talk about talent, everybody has a talent. Everybody was born, everybody was gifted with a talent. And most of these things that we have is that we use talents and skills interchangeably. And sometimes you confuse talents for gifts. So when you talk about a gift, what is your gift? Dr. Miles Monroe says that your gift will make room for you. And also in the Bible, it says that your gift will make you sit with kings. And it's for only the ones who discover what their talent is that will help them to become better and do something with it. So just a reminder, when you talk about talent, what is it? This is something that God has given you, something that you are born with. And this is a special quality, not a field of study. You don't study for this. Like babies, you are born crying, you are born wanting attention, you are born wanting to be loved. So everybody is born with something that makes them unique, like your hands. When we look at your hands, there is nobody in the world who has that. That's why they take our fingerprints, so that they can identify you. So this is something that everybody is born with. It's an inborn ability or natural aptitude of a person, which is often hidden and needs recognition. Some people know what their talents are. Some people do not know what it is. So it needs to be, for it to be useful, it needs for you to recognize that I have this gift, and you have to nurture it and use it properly. And then, and this is something that you don't need learning to be successful at. It is something that makes you stand out. And then it is a special ability for a person to do something naturally without putting extra effort. Some people just sing, some people just talk. Like our host, he's very good at organizing people. He's very good with people's skills. So it is something that comes naturally. You don't force yourself to do it. And then it is something that can be creative or artistic. It is a general intelligence. It is a mental power. It is a mental ability. It is a natural endowment of every person that makes you stand out of your peers, out of your colleagues, because you just have this thing that makes you stand out. And then it is often hidden, and it is raw, and it needs to be nurtured. I've said that over time. So most of these talents that we have, they are raw, and sometimes you can discover it or not, but people can see something in you and they tell you, oh, you are good in this, and then you need to work on it. Some know and some don't know. Unlike skills, this is an expertise and ability that is acquired and developed through systematic. You have to volunteer it, you have to learn it, and you need time and efforts. It's not like the gift that comes naturally, singing, serving others, let's say playing football. I'm just saying, okay, these are a skill. You have to go to school, you have to be mentored, you have to use some effort to make it work. And an expertise to do a particular task, it's, you build time on it, you build it with time. So what is the difference between a talent and a skill? A talent, it is possessed by few people. There are some few people who have something that makes them stand out. But then a skill is something that anyone can have it, and you get it through learning. And then a talent requires recognition. It needs to be recognized, to be nurtured for it to work and put to task to work. But then a skill has to be developed through time and efforts. You have to go to school, you have to get a coach, a mentor to develop that. And then a talent requires guidance to identify and use it. And also for a skill, you need training to build muscle, to build knowledge. You have to read books, you have to go to school to gain it, to become an expert in it. So just a snapshot. Okay, there are spiritual gifts, and okay, like James 1:17 says that every gift is from God. It is God who gives us every gift, because we are all gifted differently, because by the time you're born, God knows the purpose that he has given you for your life, and he gives you those skills in your life. And those skills are the ones that are supposed to help you to navigate through life and become the best of you. And also it says that God has given us, each of us, a gift, and there are different varieties. And also we are all one body and different parts. So everybody is given according to what God has called you to be, according to the destiny that God has given you. And all these are given for the betterment of the church, for the betterment of the world, because there's goodness in diversity. So God gives different gifts for different purposes. There are spiritual, some spiritual gifts in the Bible. There are spiritual gifts, and also there are spiritual ministries. So for example, some of the spiritual gifts in the Bible, there's healing, there is discernment of discernment, there are miracles, there's a word of knowledge, there are word of prophecy, there is speaking in tongues, interpretation of tongues, and wisdom. And also there are some other ministries that are given. These are evangelists, you have prophets, you have apostles, you have teachers and pastors. All these are given for the edification of the church. Like different gifts are given for different things. So and another thing is about like talents. They are like plants. If you plant them, you grow them and nurture them, they will grow. But then for you to do that, you have your talent remains unspotted because you lack knowledge. If you don't know you have a talent, it will just remain there, just an unexplored field. It's a mine of gold that you have. But if you don't know there is gold, you will not mine it, you will not use it, you will live in poverty. So for a talent remains unspotted because of lack of knowledge. And also because you do not know you have it. Sometimes you need proper guidance to be directed, to be told that this is it, or you know you have it. And then you need mentorship and support to grow and make it thrive. And also you need an opportunity to showcase it. You need to use it for people to know you have it. Because if you don't, for example, unless you sing, people will not know you have that gift. For you to get a platform, you have to sing so that people know that you sing, and then they give you a talent to expose this. So in life, God has given us different things. Like for example, singing, there is dancing, there is speaking, cooking. These are things that come effortlessly. You don't have to do anything. You just feel like you can just paint, you can just speak, you can just lead, and people tell you what you can do for them. So like talents, you need to discover it, you need to nurture it, you need to grow it, and then you need an opportunity to showcase it so that people know you have it, and they can contact you for it. Okay. Now my screen is refusing. Just a minute. Okay. Okay. So okay, 1 minute. So how do you identify your talent and monetize it? Just like any other skills, when you know what you have, you will know what to do with it. The first thing is you need to recognize what you are good at. And then you have to build on it. Let's say, for example, you have a gift in singing. So you need to know you have a gift in singing. You have to nurture it, get proper coaches to coach you, to make sure you know how to sing properly. And then you need to monetize on it, whatever God has given you. Because most people say, oh, I don't have anything to do. I'm just sitting at home. I don't know what to do. But God has not created anybody to be useless. God has given you something. So you need to know what it is. You need to nurture it, build on it, and then you use that to make money. Because if God has given you a voice, you can use it for singing. You can become a motivational speaker. You can become a coach. You can sing. Because you find that for people who discover their talent, they use it and then you monetize it. You don't just use it, because some people mistake talents for those extra things that they have. So you need to have a job, but then this talent you have, it is something small that can make you, you use it for getting small money, like an extra income. But talents are not meant to be like that. Talents are supposed to be the things that make you big, things that give you income. So you need to understand them, use them, and put them to work to give you money. And then another thing, how can you identify what your talent is and monetize it? Is that you need to know what are your strengths, what are you good at, and you need to innovate on that. And then another thing is that after recognition, what can you do different? Because everybody has a talent for singing, everybody can paint, everybody can swim, but what makes that excess factor? You have that thing that stands out, because not every singer is the same. Because, for example, we have singers who sing jazz, we have others who sing soul, we have others who sing gospel music, we have people who sing reggae. So what you need to do with that talent that God has given you after discovering it, you need to nurture it and innovate on it. And also, as you innovate it, you do something different. For example, it's like you have a gift of make with your hands, let's say weaving, making pottery. Everybody makes pots, but what makes it different? You need to come up with something that is unique. You look at what the world is doing, and then you look for something that is different. Like your pots, there are only these standard pots that everybody makes, but then you can come with a different, you can innovate on your pots. Maybe if everybody is doing pots for what? For planting, what is it? You plant. You can make them for decoration. You can make them for water. You can make them for cooking. Yeah, do something different. Don't do everything that everybody does. The problem is that when you find one person doing one kind of thing, everybody will do it. Or if you are a musician, what can you sing that makes you stand out different from others? If you are a designer, what area of designing has not been tapped? And how can you make that different? Innovate that so that you stand out, because every talent is unique. And then another thing is, how can you know that you are, another thing is, what are you passionate about? There are those things that you are very passionate about, because when you think about something, is that you are very passionate about either singing, maybe leading, helping others. This is something that God gives you that makes you stand out. So you need to know what you're passionate at. These are some of the pointers that can help you to identify what you're good at. Another thing is that What is it that you find you do and you are stuck, you lose track of time? When you start, let's say, if either you are singing, or either you go to swim, or either it is dancing, you lose time, you don't even know. Now it is 10 o'clock and you are still stuck in there doing something. That is something that can tell you that there is a gift in there that you need to nurture. Another thing is that what are the things that you do that you don't need help in? Like, for example, organizing, maybe talking, maybe leading people. You don't need to, it just comes naturally. You find that people tell you, oh, Raziah, please help us. Can you help us organize this meeting? People can tell you, can you please teach us this? So either it is a problem, you solve things, or you do things. You don't need guidance. For example, you come into a place and you find that there are some people who are just organizing things. You walk into a place, you'll just find that everything is wrong here. You need to organize this, you need to place this. You find you've gone for an event, or people are just sitting there and people don't know what to do. And then you are like, okay, where is the food? Where can we help? Where can you sit? So those are things that can help you identify what you are good at. And then what are those things that you dream? Some people have this gift, you already have it, but you're already dreaming and dreaming and dreaming. What can I do? You only need to identify it and put it to task. Another thing is that we feel so shy about the gifts that God has given us. You feel like, okay, you have this thing, you are very smart at it, but you feel that, oh, this is, because the Bible says that freely given, freely give. So you feel shy to charge. For example, you are very good at organizing, you do it free of charge and you don't have a job. Why don't you get paid? You nurture that, you become a very good organizer. You charge that, and then charge that. Why do you feel shy for this gift that God has given you? And don't feel shy to charge for it, because put money in it. People make money for that. Organizing events, you're smart at that. You are a motivational speaker, you are a leader. So when you are given, people don't just do, there are things you can do for free, but you can monetize on that. Put money in there, put skills in there. Don't be apologetic. Charge that skill. Charge for that skill. Okay. So I'm almost done. And then another thing is that they say a man's gift maketh room for him and bringeth him before great men. So they say that in the graveyard, the graveyard is the richest place on earth, because this is where all the dreams, all the talents are buried. Some people are born with so many things. People were born with solutions. God gave them inventions. God gave them solutions to the world, but they never had the courage to unleash that giant, to tap into that inner voice, that talent that God has given them. So these people died and they are buried. So what about you? What are you doing with whatever you have? Because God has given you that talent. For whatever God has given you, He has given you to solve problems. He has given you to transform the world. He has given you to use it to help the world. But if you stay with that talent, because somebody is waiting for you, either to sing, and either to open up a show, either to organize an event for you to box, to box. But if you don't use that boxing, this person will never have the opportunity to organize that event, to make sure that the boxing is done. Somebody was made to come and nurture you, to guide you to become a good boxer. But if you don't identify the gift and you don't turn up and show that gift, this person will never be able to do that. Like, for example, I have used an example of Esther, because like Esther, Shadrach and Meshach, because these people, God gave them a special gift to help the people of, to help the Israelites. Like Esther, when Mordecai told him that God gave them that opportunity when they were supposed to be destroyed, God had given her that opportunity to become the queen in that particular time. So Esther was put there, because if Esther would not have used that opportunity as the queen, the children of Israel would have been destroyed. If Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego would not have stood up against Nebuchadnezzar, the children of Israel would have been destroyed. And then if David had not stood up against Goliath, who knows if Israel would have still been there. So, and Samson, if Samson had not stood against the Philistines with this power that God had given him, the Israelites would have still become a mockery, and they would not have had their right place in history, although God would have still used somebody else. So it's like you right now, God has given you something that you need for the world. You need to take it, you need to use it, because maybe you are the path that is the light that should guide other people to get their destiny. But if you have that gift and you are holding it, you are not doing anything with it, it will make other people not reach their destinies. People will die. People will not achieve what God has given them. So please reach out into yourself, know what it is, and use it. Stop sitting on your gold mine and die of poverty, saying that you don't have a solution. So I have another example, just to, it is like somebody who was given the talent. These were the 5 talents. The owner gave 5 talents, another one was given 2 talents, and another one was given 1. So like talents and gifts, if you don't grow them, they die. If God gives you something and you do not use it, he gives it to somebody who uses it. Because you find that there are some people who are so gifted. Why? Because God gave them one gift, they grew it, they nurtured it, it became so great. For example, you find some people are so gifted, they can sing, they can organize, they can lead. Why? Because when they were given that opportunity, they use that platform, they use that skill. No, not that skill, they use that talent, they nurtured it and they used it. So like us, if you don't use what God has given you, it will never grow, it will never materialize, and God will take it away and give it to somebody else who can use it, like the 5 talents. If you use it, God gives you more, increases it and gives you more. But if you don't use it, it is taken away. So thank you very much. So that is what I had to share. So I would just like to encourage all of us, we all have gifts. We all have things that the world needs. So just go in there, look at yourself, know what it is, identify it, nurture it, package it, present it into the world, and make money with it. Don't, okay, there are people who are born into employment, but also those gifts, they will help you to become a better person in whatever job that God has given you. It is either business, it is a job, that skill comes handy. God has put it there for a certain purpose. Don't misuse it, and don't say you don't have anything to do. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you very much, Raziah. That was great. You reminded us what we should know. And first is identifying the talents that God has given us. And like I love saying, this is where passion converges with strength. You look at those things that
being recorded.
So, sorry, I was saying this is what when you start using them, when you start doing them, time stands still. Yes, you don't notice that time is going. That's very good. And then you've emphasized on the need to showcase, the need for an opportunity, a platform to do it without fear. Lots of us usually have fear, or we are ashamed of trying, of letting people know. And sometimes even when we are encouraged that you are really gifted in this, we don't seem to be courageous enough to pick up the opportunity and just show. You can start from the house, you can start from amongst your friends, and it moves like that as you develop your confidence. So thank you very much. We can ask questions, we can put questions there. We can also raise up our hands and give comments on the same. Yes, anyone with a comment? Anyone with a question? Raziah is also put, oh no, I see she's put it directly to me. Raziah, you've not put the contact number to everyone as at least, yeah, top 3. Yes, Razia, what are your top 3 products that people may look for you for? Yeah, what are those things that you do where you help people? Great, and of course you put in your contract there. Yeah. Are you ready to say something about that?
Okay, yes. My 3 top. Oh, sorry. My 3 top things is that I'm a communication specialist. If you have any communication problems, that's my niche. And also, I am a very good organizer. Events planning, management. That is one thing. Another thing, and then the other one, I moderate events. I MC also. I host events. So those are my 3 small ones. Those are my key areas. And also, just to add the last one, I am very good at lobbying and advocacy.
I see that lobbying and activism. Yeah, it's featuring. Maybe a question I'd like to ask: how and when did you start identifying your talents? That is one. Number 2 is, what role do parents have in nurturing or identifying talents for their children? If you have some comments on how parents come into that, because I've also related with enough people who ended up on different or in different fields simply because they wanted to pursue this, but to the parents, this is something that this one will add no value, it's of no use, and all sorts of things. What would you say about that? Thank you.
Question number 1 was, when did I realize? Well, I knew I had all these things, but like all of us, I use this for my job. I never use this to make money. I took this as part of my life. I was doing the skills that the talents that I've said, I've been using this for people, but I also use it on the side to make money. So it's I have been doing this for quite some time. So I realize that, and I have been doing this. But then there's one thing that I've always wanted to do, but I've never had enough courage to do it. And I've always wanted to have my own TV program. And people told me, like, all the key things that I was telling you, that people tell you, oh, you are good in this, you can do this. I do it as a television producer. I always give other people the platform. So now I am working on doing that, my own show. I already have a name for it, and soon it is coming. So I'm just finalizing those small things. And also another thing in terms of what parents can do is that parents are so busy, we are so busy with other things, but it is good to observe your child, because you are the first contact to help your child. Because as parents, we see things that other people do not see. So okay, because we know there are those, when we were growing up, there are those lucrative careers. You have to become a doctor, you have to become a lawyer, all those things. Yes, but our children they have some good things that they can become better at. If you take them to become a lawyer and their heart is not in there, it will not help. So just encourage them to nurture whatever that gift that God has given them, and help them to monetize on that. There is nothing that doesn't make money, because initially music was not something people could make money. Nobody wanted their children to become a DJ to make music, but now look at all the biggest business in the world right now is music. If you can sing your way, you can sing all your money, because I'm looking at people like Diamond here. He's become so rich because of singing. So parents, don't force your children to do things they are not good at. Give them that opportunity to thrive. Support them. Thank you.
Thank you. You've just reminded me that usually when we are doing what we love, we are very innovative, and this is something that needs to be known. So you will not be as mediocre. You know, if you are doing things you don't love, there is no that interest. There is no push to it. And so you end up just doing what is necessary. But as we love saying, success is in the extra mile. If we cannot accomplish that extra mile, there is very little we are going to achieve. And even people identify us, there will be enough others who are going that extra mile. And so theirs will be more conspicuous and will be third rated. So it's important that the moment we know or identify that which we are good at, we go for it, we will be able to get that drive to pursue it. Time will stand still. We'll go the extra mile. They say there are two ways to fail. One is not doing what you are supposed to do. And the second one is doing no more than you are supposed to do. You see, so it's very good that we allow even children to explore their best, and in so doing they are going to be very, very innovative. They will be able to, even if they chose to study that particular field where they are gifted, they will study longer. They will be more passionate in looking for that information, and I think that is very, very important, and should be encouraged. There is a question there from Odhiambo. There is a comment, great presentation. Take home is, we are gifted differently and with talents and skills. Best quote, our gifts and talents are like a gold mine. If you don't exploit it, it will remain dormant in the ground. Many people are buried with their unexploited gifts and talents. Swali nyeti. Best practices in identifying talents and gifts. And then there is another comment there. KFC founder director realized his passion and dream at 72 years when his peers were retiring. Today, most of the beneficiaries, especially in Kenya, are below 30. Lesson learned, you are never too old to dream. Yes, so I don't know whether you want to talk about that again, best practices in identifying talent. You're muted.
Yeah. Sorry. The best practices is, like I said, the best way to know what you are good at is you need to sit down and self-reflect. Just look at your life, where you are, from where you are up to now, and then look at the things. Reflect on what are your strengths. What are you good at? Because there are so many things that you can find. Most people have multiple things, multiple things, and then you can find that, like for example, me, I've said those three, but I also have other things that I do. So what I sat down and I put a list of everything that I have, and then I looked at it one after another, and then I thought, out of all this, some of them you can go with them, some of them you cannot go with them. So after looking at all what I have, I picked the ones that I thought I was best at, and also listening to my friends, because they were telling me, oh, Raziah, you can do this better, you do this better, you can do this. So when I identified that, and then I started investing in those lessons, and then investing them, trying things that I had not tried, trying to perfect what I am good at. And eventually they become so, because like I said, you do them effortlessly. So after knowing exactly what it is, and then I started doing things, and then you find that most of those talents, some of them can pay now, but others you need to invest more in them. So it's like you do a SWOT analysis. You do it, and then you identify what you are good at, and then you pick. You can pick one, it depends on what you want. You can do one, run with it, and do everything you can within your power to work on it and get something out of it. While you are doing that, you find that they are interconnected, because you cannot just do one thing. Like for example, I said I'm good at the things that I say, that they are interlinked. You cannot only do that. They are both, they come together. Because me, I'm a person, when I go into a place, I find things are not okay, I will try to organize. Nobody will tell me organize this. I like motivating people. When people are down, it automatically comes from my heart. I don't have to ask for permission. When I see somebody is good at something, I praise them. I tell them that is something nice. You should do something about it. So you identify it, work on it. You can pick one. You can either pick two, depends on where you want to go with it. And then you make sure that you put everything in it and you make money out of it. Start small, because some of these things, you will not create an empire now. Because there's a saying in Swahili that says, there is this baobab tree, it is very large, but then there's also some vegetable that we eat, it's called mchicha. It's like, you can say, like, you can even call spinach. They say that even spinach, even the baobab tree, started like a spinach plant. So for you, for some people, it takes time. For others, it doesn't take time. So just know it, nurture it like water it, use it, test it with your friends, with your peers, and eventually it will start making money with you.
Thank you very much. Okay, Nancy Mora, go ahead.
I have a question on putting, how do you put a price on your talent? How do you quantify it and put a price?
Yes. Yeah, we want to do a poem. Thanks.
How do you quantify it? It's like a painting. Let's say, okay, let's go for a painting. For a painting, people pay for paintings. What you do is you look at what people are charging in the market, because everything you are doing has a price tag on it. For example, you know that art, there's a price that artists put. So you look at what people are charging in the market, and then you look at how good your product is. And also, depending on the market, either you are starting now, or whether you are a novice or you're an expert. So you can start small to encourage people to come to buy in, people to understand you, to buy in, to know you. And then you can just put a margin that the cost of what you have done, and then a small margin extra on top of that to cover your cost and get a profit out of it. You can start by doing that. Oh, sorry, I muted my video. So like what I was saying. So you can look at what everybody's charging in the market, and then based on how good you are, then you can put a price tag on that. So you can just put something that covers all the costs, and then you put some little bit on top of it, on top as a profit. Because if you are starting and people do not know you, you need to be known in the market. So you can start charging a little less than your colleagues. And then as you grow, people get to know you. Then depending on how smart you are, and how good you are, you can charge according to what you think your value is, and don't feel apologetic upon it. Because my mentor is Akinyi Odongo. She's the one who taught us this, that you don't have to apologize and monetize on your gift. You don't have to be apologetic about it. Don't feel shy, because if people are charging and you have this thing that is good, that is how you charge. You build on the market, people to know you, and then when you find yourself, now you are here, now you can charge according to how you value yourself. Does that answer your question?
Should be. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you. Yes, Christine, you can go ahead.
Thank you. I could not unmute myself. Sorry you called me, but I was unable to. But now I am. Thank you. I want to congratulate the presenter. Very good presentation. Some of us are gleaning things out of what she has presented. And I wanted to find out the time. I have seen many people with great talents, but if you look at the balancing of time in their different roles and capacities, either in their home front or how they are great talent, and because they are being sought after, either they've neglected the one front. They are not people's person. The social life either suffer or the home front suffer. Is there any comment around balancing of your talent and your time with what other roles you have as a person to make you holistic person? So maybe that's one, but I wanted maybe to augment with what somebody has asked about the pricing. I think she has been spot on pricing, because once you are the one on the edge of the top notch of the market, why would you limit how to price? Sometimes when I tell people that some of my international assignments, I charge $1,200 a day, somebody's looking like, you, are you joking? And I said, but that's my rate. And because if somebody, the one person gave you a contract of that rate per day, and that you get another job of an equal partner who has the same, like, for example, if it's a university abroad and they want you to do something that you are sought over globally, then there's no time that you should limit your skills, so long as you know you will also give it the best product, the deliverables that you have. So thank you very much. Because for us, we are now gleaning our talents or our skill building that we have, but also sharing it over time with others so that we leave people in the marketplace is important. So thank you very much.
That is great. Okay, I love that. Just to answer that, like you see, like what I said before, is that you need to nurture your gift, and also you need to be mentored and guided, because you find some of these talents, some people just wake up one day. It's like you wake up, it's like what do you call it? It's this what is it? Charity sweepstake or whatever. You wake up one day poor, and then you find that you have won like 1 million Kenya shillings. You did not plan for it. You don't know what to do with it. So my advice is that you find people to guide you. You find people to coach you and to mentor you. Get the right people, because there are people who are also gifted. Like you have these coaches who can help you to balance your life. Because yes, gift is good, but gift without character is also a problem. It will not go far. And if you misuse this gift, you will burn out, you will die, and this gift will die even before accomplishing what it was supposed to be meant. One thing is that you realize when God gives, the gifts that God gives us, they are not to, they are meant for good, and they are not meant for bad. So don't, whatever you are given is not for bad. It's not meant to destroy you. As long as God has given you something, it is not supposed to destroy you. It's supposed to make you a better person. So, and sometimes people have pride because, I am the best in this. We need to actually pray and ask God to give us humility, to give us a smart head, so that we don't become so obsessed with our gifts and we just throw it around and we abuse it. So we need people who we can trust, people who can mentor you, people who can guide you, so that you can also balance. And in terms of what you were saying is that you can never put a price tag on your whatever, on your gift, because for somebody, they will say, oh, this is too much or this is less. Because I remember I'm also very good at project management. So all these gifts that I have, I put it into my project management, and I do consultants and project management. So I remember there was one time somebody came, a colleague of mine came and told me, Raziah, there's this person from African Development Bank. He's looking for somebody to come and document 15 years of progress of development Africa Development Bank in Tanzania. So he's looking for a videographer, because I also do videography and photography. So because my colleague was just a journalist who writes, so he thought he would took, so we said that he said that he was going to do the photography, and he said, you will do the videography. So we went and we negotiated terms. I think that was way back in 2000. So at that time, when he asked us, so how much do you want? So me, I said, well, that time I said, I want $500 per day. And my colleague said he wanted, I don't know, $200. So this man, and then I thought I should have said more. When I said $500, he didn't even say anything. So we did the job, we finished the job. So when the money came, this colleague, I got more money than this colleague of mine. So from nowhere, my colleague now started telling me, now Raziah, because I'm the one, we should mix the money that we got and then we split it. And then I said, me, I did videography. You did photography. Everybody pitched their own price. And then you didn't even do the job. How comes now you want my money? I completely refuse. So me, sometimes if somebody, I remember also I was, somebody came for me and asked, okay, I actually did the late Tanzania's President Magufuli's social media campaign for his re-election. So somebody came to me and asked me, Raziah, how much do you want to be paid? I have a price tag. I know how much I charge per day. I know how much I charge per job. So I told him, you pay me 10 million shillings per month. And then he said, Raziah, are you crazy? I say, I'm not crazy. This is my worth, because I looked at the job, what I'm supposed to do and what I'm supposed to deliver, because it was like a full day's work. Follow him through the campaigns, social media. You do not sleep during the night. You are on the phone. You are on the phone. You are doing all these things. So you need to have a price tag, my friend. Don't feel apologetic upon it. Don't overcharge. But if don't overcharge, and also be kind. For example, there are some things that I charge more when I look at somebody who is starting, somebody who needs help. Some other things I do for free. But if you have money, I charge. Because sometimes when these people, sometimes they can subcontract you. Somebody gets a job and then they come to you, they tell you, I want this and this. You give them a very small price and they go when you know how much they've overcharged. And then you are like, oh my God. So we need to be very careful. We should not be, I don't know what's the right word, not glutton. No, glutton is for food. We should not be that, what is that?
Greedy.
Greedy, yeah. But just be reasonable. Because if you are greedy, you will chase people. But do it so well. Be so relevant so that you cannot be ignored. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I love that. But you see, your currency scares us. When you say 10 million a day, no,
it was not. Sorry, it was not 10 million. I said a month. This was a monthly gig.
Oh, a month. 10 million a month. What does that translate to approximately in our month?
Well, divide that by your Kenyan shillings. That's about 20. Yeah, just divide by 20. You'll get.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's about 500,000.
About
money. Yeah, he was the president. There was money. And money was not a problem. So I said that.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I love the way this discussion has gone. One is, I've always said that our value in the marketplace will always vary as we continue to grow. And so as our value goes up, of course, the price tag goes up. And that's why if there are people who will give you a talk for an hour and they charge $1 million. There are people who will give you a talk for an hour and they charge 10,000 Kenyan shillings. You see, it all depends. And so we must nurture that. We must look for opportunities to be able to present so that the right people will be able to see and identify us. I love to say that if you are not in the field, displaying your skills, displaying your talent, the right people will not get an opportunity to see you. Yeah. And so it doesn't matter how much noise people around the field, they are not playing, they are not in the field. How much noise they make is none of your business. Be in the field, show, look for opportunities to show that which you can do, and then the right people will identify you, and that's the way your value goes up. And remember, when you're starting, you could be doing it even pro bono, but what it means is you are also practicing. We say nothing is for nothing, nothing is for free. You are being paid by getting that opportunity to show. You are practicing, and so somebody is going to see it. Joseph, whom you mentioned in the Bible, was not charging for dreams to be translated in the prison, but that gave him an opportunity for his case to be shared with the king of that country. You see, so let's always grab those opportunities to be able to show that which we can do. I also love to say that our talents and skills and those strengths that we have naturally given, that is a beautiful way of identifying the reason for which we were born, the purpose for which we were created. Because God could not keep you differently and call you for a different purpose. You see, talking about Jeremiah, he says, I've put my words in your mouth. And all the other places we see that God gifts us depending on how he has called us. And so the moment you're able to identify your talent and build it, and you see that they are converging with your strengths, you'll realize that you start living. Literally, you start living. You do not hate Mondays. You do not have a day of the week. This is Monday, this is Friday, this is my weekend. You will always be in your sport. You're running a sport, like somebody, like Trump said, that this is my sport. Building is my sport. Everyone enjoys their sport. Somebody is doing football, somebody is in the hockey, somebody is doing music. Everyone is gifted in a particular sport. That is your calling. Thank you very much for sharing that. I don't know if you have last comments, then we have a vote of thanks from Noel, and then we can close it.
Well, I would just like to thank you for the opportunity and just encourage all my people here, my brothers and sisters, it is never too late. Because the moment you realize you need to do something in your life, that's the right time. Because God gives us, all of us, second chances. It is never too late. So I just like to encourage you that whatever we've shared here today, just pray and ask God for more grace and to do that thing that God wants you to do, because one day we shall stand before God and we shall all give an account of our lives. And for all the talents that you buried, God is going to hold you accountable, because he gave it to you and he did not give it to anybody else. And you don't stand on somebody's path because somebody is waiting. This baby, let's say there is that big innovation that needs to be done somewhere, but you are the person who is supposed to nurture that person to do it. So don't let that innovation die without creating medicine for cancer, because you never know. Because there are so many people standing on the line. Make sure that everybody gets their destination. So I believe in all of us. It is never too late, like my mentor, Akinyi Odongo says, like, it's never too late. You have to start somewhere and you will be fine. You will make it. There is still time. Although they say time and chance wait for nobody, but God has given us all time. If you want it, you can make time for it. You are not busy. You are busy doing all the wrong things while you have time on your hands to do all the right things. For once in your life, do the right thing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you
to everybody.
Thank you very much. And to whom much is given, much will be required. Yes, as you said, we must account for what we are given. I see we are out of time. Maybe we can put those questions in the WhatsApp group, and then Raziah will be able to respond to them. And Raziah has also put her contact there. We have a WhatsApp group, and we will continue to discuss this. I think that will be fair because it's already 2 minutes past the time. Thank you very much. Yes, Noel?
Good morning, and thank you so much for giving me the opportunity just to be able to give the vote of thanks. And on behalf of the board and Power Monday as a whole, we thank you so much, Madam Raziah, for just coming to give us a speech, for coming to teach us. And this is your talent that you're giving us for free. We count ourselves blessed and we do not take it for granted, because we're not people who take the grace of God upon people for granted. So thank you so much. And thank you so much for the people who attended today's session. Trust you me, Power Monday will not be there without you guys coming. We really, really appreciate that you came today. Thank you so, so much from me and the board of Power Monday. Asanteni sana and have a blessed day.